Hi, I'm Katie Gimbar, and I'm here with Becca Kimble, who teaches at Archer Lodge Middle in Johnston County. She teaches 7th grade math. And Becca was one of our first summer cohorts that went through the flipped classroom training program for teachers. So we're just here to ask her a few questions now that she is a flipped classroom teacher. So how long have you been flipping now?
I have been flipping since the beginning of the school year, since all of my lessons this school year had been flipped. So beginning this summer, building the lessons, and then just this school year.
Okay. So what has been the biggest obstacle in flipping your classroom, and how have you taken steps to kind of overcome that?
Getting students to actually buy into it. Initially, they were pretty fired up about it. They were really into the idea. They didn't have any homework other than to watch the notes or watch the video to take the notes. So they were pretty amped up about that. But they tried to take shortcuts with this shortcut, so to speak, in homework. So I had found that they're pausing the videos just to take the notes rather than listening to what I'm saying as well, because I'm making lots of connections while I'm teaching. I'm saying things that aren't written on the board, so that's been the biggest thing to overcome, because they're not getting the actual direct instruction in class because we're working on the activities. So I found that those students had fallen pretty far behind, so that has been the biggest obstacle. So in order to overcome that, I have communicating with parents a little bit more, and I've worked with these students more directly. I actually just this last week had a notebook check with every single student to see, what they had been participating in with the lectures. And I noticed that some students had fallen rather far behind, and their grades had reflected that.
Okay.
So,
awesome. And great that you get to spend individual time with the kids like that and make that connection with parents, catching those students earlier. Right. What has been the biggest success in flipping your classroom?
The biggest success is that I've had a lot of extra time to get deeper into the mathematics with my students. I've been able to make a lot more real-world connections because I have that available time. So we can spend time doing maybe 2 or 3 really extensive story problems in class that I had never been able to get to before because I was so focused on making sure that they understood the procedures. I would spend 60 minutes teaching the procedures over and over and over and over again and answering the same questions to different students who weren't paying attention here and there, and now they all have to pay attention at their own pace. And so now I can spend the time with more of the application problems than I could before.
That's awesome. Are there any exciting stories or things you'd like to share?
Yeah, some of the best parts about this are that I'll have parents come in for conferences and they'll say, "Oh, hey, I know you," and I had never met them before. And so that's a lot of fun. They feel like they know me, and so it kind of makes the relationship that I have with them a little bit easier. It's a lot easier to communicate all around. So that's probably the best part about that. And some students who never really also got to know their teachers before feel like they know me better, and we have a much more open line of communication, and so they're more comfortable coming in for tutoring, and so they hadn't been successful in math previously, and so some of them are doing much better as a result of having this additional time and this kind of one-on-one relationship that they hadn't had in the past.
That's awesome. I mean, it makes you a rock star for the parents and your kids. That's awesome. So thank you so much, Becca, for coming in and spending some time with us. And just keep watching back here for some training dates that we'll be posting soon for the spring.